The year was 1988. A 1-year-old baby girl has 104 fever. She's not eating, not drinking. The mother calls pediatric associates in Savannah and describes the symptoms. They tell her to come right in. They are warmly greeted by the pediatrician in the exam room. The mother lays the quiet toddler on the table, and Dr. Shepherd listens to her lungs, heart, looks in her ears, and does an extensive examination. The parents wait nervously for the diagnosis. Welcome to Dr. Shepherd's public life, where he cared for children in the Savannah area for 35 years while he was in practice. He retired in 1989, but his advocacy for children still continues today.
I think he's best known for taking care of young folks. We can't go anywhere without seeing somebody that he's taken care of at some point or another. So, I think the thing that's amazing is, he spent all this time, the work that he did with all these young folks, and the amount of time. Of course, back in college, I was coming in late, and he'd be leaving at some awful hour to take care of somebody. But on top of that, the amount of hours he spent with the church and in the community doing other things, pretty special.
In 1984, Dr. Shepherd became the president of the Savannah Rotary. One of the many projects he took on that year was helping the Bethesda School for Boys.
This is one of the great things about the Rotary Club, for example. It has always cared about the community. It has always supported appropriately, I think, many areas that need that kind of support, and it represents good things and helps to heal bad things. I'm convinced that this is one of the great parts of Rotary. I have great respect for Rotary.
In 1994, he was active in the creation of the 100, a volunteer organization designed to provide financial support to the Bacchus Children's Hospital, where he was a board member and the interim medical director.
Well, the 100 was something that Mom and Dad created to raise money for the Children's Hospital here in Savannah. So it was something that he obviously had an interest in. It was important. And it was important for Savannah to have. Mm-hmm. So they've got a state-of-the-art facility over there, and they've helped raise a little over $1 million now, I think, for that hospital. So I think it's pretty amazing what they did.
Just out of college in 1943, where he received a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry from the University of Georgia, he decided that volunteering to go into World War II was the right thing to do.
That was a very serious part of life. Mm-hmm. I was finished high school in '39 and went to Armstrong for 1 year while the two older brothers were finishing college, one at the Citadel and one at Clemson. And then the next year I went to the University of Georgia. And it was at the time that the war had just been started. I was finishing up at the University of Georgia in the full-blown effort to get people in. My brother was overseas in the China, Burma, India area. And I had an acceptance to actually to 3 medical schools, and I just felt pulled, so I volunteered to be inducted, and I had to pay my way to the induction center. I told you this on the phone. then did basic infantry training at Fort Benning, and I had a BS in chemistry, and I was a buck private.
After serving his time in the war, he applied to the medical school and earned his degree from the University of Georgia School of Medicine in 1948. After graduation, his father died unexpectedly, so he moved back to Savannah to help his family. Dr. Shepherd then completed his residency at the Washington, D.C. Children's Hospital and then came back to Savannah to start his practice. But within 2 years, Captain Shepherd got drafted into the Korean crisis, where he served as a medical officer for the 48th Division Artillery with the Georgia National Guard. Upon his return to Savannah, he joined with 2 other pediatricians in forming the first private pediatric group in Savannah. Dr. Shepherd has always been surrounded by civic leadership. His family comes from a long line of physicians in Charleston, West Virginia, where Edwin was born in 1921. His father opted not to be a doctor, but was drawn to help the community in another way, through the YMCA. His mother's father was the district governor. They were both members of this Rotary. Right before Herb Traub died, he gave Edwin a copy of the 1930 Savannah Rotary roster, where he found both names listed. I remember meeting Dr. Shepherd when we were visiting Savannah in 1988. I was the one who had the little sick daughter and called asking for help. He greeted us with confidence, professionalism, and compassion in that exam room. We were very, very grateful that he was able to help her. Dr. Shepherd, please know that you have made Savannah a better place for all the children in our community through your determination, leadership, and compassion.